Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Dragon Age Origins. So today we're just going to spend the time exploring Denerim City, I believe. Where are we? Party camp, yes. So let us head into Denerim. Now I did say I'm going to have some other characters with me, just give them a time to shine. We'll keep one. Alright, so here we are, Denerim. See if we get an encounter on the way, we might. I honestly don't know. Nope, doesn't look like it. Cool. Okay, so we did visit here last episode just to do a couple of companion quests. Don't need to do those anymore, of course. Let's see what we've got. Now, Slim Cauldry. He is... You can see he's got a quest for me. He will only have a quest if your warden, and it has to be your warden, has a point in stealing or in stealth. Now, of course, only rogues can have stealth, so as a mage we don't. But we do have stealing, which is why he's got a quest for us.
Hello there, Warden. I'm a friend. I've heard you're putting up the good fight against Loghain and Hal, right? Good for you. Make a spit on all those arrogant noble bastards. I've also heard you have certain skills. Skills of the street, you might say. No judgments here, mate. I want to help you.
Who are you?
The name is Slim Cauldry, and if you've heard of me, I've been doing a sad job of it, haven't I? I hear a great many things, and for those who view certain pesky laws as mere nuisances, there's some ripe fruit to be plucked out there. I can point the way. All I ask is for a little slice for myself.
Tell me more, I'm interested.
Well, one of my mates noticed your skills. Nice piece of work, that. Uncommon caliber, if you don't mind me saying. But I need to know what else you can do. Ever done bump and grabs? Do much blending in shadows? Different opportunities for different folk, you know.
Yeah, so technically we only have stealing, but I want to try and get all the quests, so we'll go, I want to know it all.
Oh, you're multi-talented, are you? Don't get much of that in these parts. Since the guard will hang or skewer you if you get caught, it makes advancement dicey. Now that we have that settled, just ask away. One point, I don't like blood much. Call me old-fashioned, but the Maker says thou shalt not strangle, decapitate or whatnot unless the other fella really had it coming, eh? I realise sometimes you do what you have to, but restrained, right? So, what are you interested in?
You have a mark for me?
I've got one. Should be easy pickings. 50 silver.
So the way this works is you've got to pay him for him to tell you about the mark, and then whatever reward you get is more than the amount that you pay him.
A lady's maid is in the marketplace. She's wearing bright green. Should be easy to spot. She's got a purse with some of her mistress's ill-gotten gems. Just relieve her of her purse, and then we both come out ahead. Good luck, Warden.
Cool, there we go. Lost 50, but we got a quest.
You're back, eh? No luck yet, eh? Keep trying.
Know of any good places to break in?
I've got a place for you. It should be easy money for you. It'll cost 1 sovereign, though.
Pay a sovereign.
Lady Sophie is an intimate of Al Hal. Real intimate. She's visiting the country, because that's what rich folk do when the whole bloody kingdom's in danger. Sorry, they just get me so angry. Her room in the Nord Noble Tavern is unattended. That means her valuables are just there for the taking. You've got the tavern staff to worry about, plus she has hired a guard. A very overworked, tired and bored guard, though. Just be careful and you should be fine. Good luck.
Right, yeah, so the game checks if you have those skills for Slim to appear in the first place, but once he appears, it doesn't actually check which skills you have, so you're able to get both quest lines if you want them. And if we have a look at our journal, you'll see it all appears under one heading, Crime Wave. And so you need to complete these skills here before he'll give you kind of the next step in whether it's stealing or stealth. Because there's a bunch of quests for each. Anyway, let's keep going.
The deep dark before dawn.
Okay, we'll take these. So back alley justice. Eliminate the criminals preying on innocent folk in Denerim's back alleys. In these dark times, we must work together against a common threat. Sergeant Kylon has brought disturbing news that should anger all righteous people. In our own alleyways, footpads, muggers and miscreants lie in wait to profit from the chaos of our times. They infect us like a plague. A reward is available for any information on these lowlives. Sergeant Kylon has offered a heavy purse for any brave souls that can best the brigands and make Denerim a safe place once again. This humble chanter has added to the reward as well. May the Maker bless all who heed this call. Missing in action. Recently our hearts were lifted when many survivors of the Battle of Ostagar returned to us. Maker bless these men and women, and have mercy on those who fell defending our children from the blight. Sadly, one of these heroes has gone missing. Rexel served in Turn Logain's vanguard with distinction. Upon his return, his wife said he was prone to quiet reflection and frequented the local taverns. One afternoon he left his home and never returned. This chanter was moved by the family's grief, and is offering a pouch of coin for anyone who finds his hero. The chant says, in saving one man you save us all. For if each of us lends a hand to aid his neighbour, anything is possible, especially now. Fazil's request. Master Fazil of the esteemed Guild of Free Sailors has informed this chanter that while about guild business he was waylaid by bandits via guile and other chicanery. He lost many valuables, but in particular an antique sextant was removed forcibly from his person. This sextant is of considerable symbolic value, as it belonged to the first guildmaster of the Free Sailors. Master Fazil described the assailants as masked, of foreign descent, perhaps Devinter or Free Marchers, and unusually coordinated and crafty. He has placed a hefty sum of coin with this chanter for the return of his sextant. That is all. Logain's push. Brothers and sisters, word has arrived of an imminent conflict. Turn Logain's honoured forces continue to root out threats to our nation, and their actions deserve support from the common people. While it is unusual to post troop movements to the public board, I believe it is necessary for brethren near the affected area to respect the honoured Turn by aiding his troops. Provide whatever comfort you feel they deserve, and Ferelden will be the stronger for it. Treat these brave soldiers as you would treat Logain himself, and the spiritual rewards will be generous.
His first light seems eternal.
There we
But know
go.
that the sun always rises.
Who have given their love to false gods.
And there's also the Mages Collective down the back alley here. Looks like we've completed a quest for them. I'm not sure which one it is,
The Mages Collective thanks you. Make us smile upon you.
but we'll hand it in. Oh, thy brother's killer. We did that in the Brazilian forest. Okay, cool. Right to here, Blood of Warning. While they tend to be careful and judicious in the use of force, the Templars do indeed make mistakes. I understand that several relatives of our friends among the collective will soon become targets of the chantry, and while I trust that this will not lead to lasting harm for those innocents, I wish to ensure that those targeted are fairly warned and evacuated before the chantry can send its message. I ask that a noble soul take the bundle of vials attached to this missive and find the 4 homes the chantry is likely targeted in Denerim. Mark the front door of each home with the goat's blood from the vials. Those relatives will understand the message and evacuate before the chantry can threaten them. Have you seen me? The collective is saddened at the absence of the great mage Renaud. Our friend has not been seen in quite some time, and our gatherings are the lesser for the loss of his tales and ribald exploits, and the aroma of his delicious twice-baked meat pies. Renaud was last seen travelling in the direction of the Brazilian forest. Oh, how he did so love the outdoors. Anyone who returns with evidence of the whereabouts of the beloved mage Renaud will be rewarded. Cool. Couple more quests there. Easy. Okay.
As you wish.
Okay, let's go talk to Sergeant Kylon. He's got a quest for us.
You here to report another crime? I swear we should just cordon off the entire district. Oh, can I help you, Warden?
Do you need any help?
What? You're serious? I mean, yes, I could use help. I've got a pretty popular, establishment that's crawling with mercenaries. If I send my boys in, someone might get, Maker forbid, hurt, and I'll have to explain to their noble fathers that being a guard is actually dangerous.
What do you need me to do?
The name of the whorehouse is the Pearl. Beat down any mercenaries that are out of line and send them a message. I said beat down, not kill. Let me make that really clear. Not on fire, or exploded, or make a nose, whatever type of grisly death you can dream up. Sorry. Used to giving orders to my boys. Just leave them breathing and I'll be happy.
Sign me up.
Thank you, Warden. Happy hunting.
Cool. Another quest. We're going to get quite a few of these around Denerim. Most of them can be completed within Denerim as well, so that's alright. Knight Commander Tavish. That is a name that might be familiar. A long time ago, it feels like. We got a quest for, I think it was the Mages Collective. A Gift of Silence. procure and deliver 10 Lyrian potions to Knight Commander Harith in Redcliffe. Still haven't done that. We actually should probably go do that. But the alternative to that quest is Justice Must Be Served, which is, instead of doing that, you can deliver the potions to Tavish in Denerim, who's this guy. We're actually not going to do that. I will deliver them to Harith, but he's here if you're looking for him. Anyway, this is one of the doors for the Blood Mage's relative, so we'll mark the door. There we go. Quest updated. This is the way to the alienage. We cannot go in there yet. If you are a City Elf origin, you would have actually started in there, but can't enter it in the main game yet. There's actually quite a few things around Denerim that might be of interest to various origins. For example, this guy.
Fine dwarven crafts, direct from Orzammar. You won't find better.
So Gorham, he will be familiar if you play the Dwarf Noble origin.
Welcome, welcome. We sell only the strongest dwarven steel, folded over 100 times in the forges of Orzammar. In times like this, surely your group could use some extra protection on the road.
Show me what you have.
Every piece comes with a stamp of assurance from my wife's father, the best smith in Denerim.
Here's a shop. Here's some good stuff too. Expensive, but it's worth it if you need any of it. He also sells the manual for Berserker. Not the only way you can get that specialization, but it is a way to get it if you need to unlock Berserker. You want your main character to be a Berserker or something. I'm not actually going to buy anything from him, I don't think. I was mainly just checking if he had a backpack, which he doesn't, so that's fine. Okay. Right, let's go talk to this guy.
What is it? I have work to do.
I have a note here from your master.
What does it say? I knew this would happen. Just when I was starting to get good. Well, thanks, I guess.
So that was one of the guy that the was being let go from his apprenticeship for a quest a while ago.
Yes?
I think this chest here requires the key. Yeah, it does. We can actually get that key later, so we'll do that. But that one too. Okay, that's fine.
I recognize you from Ostagar. And trust his blood. You're a Grey Warden, Duncan's apprentice. You killed my friend, and good King Caelan. I demand satisfaction, sir.
Right, so this is Sir Landry. You have a couple of ways to deal with him. So you can persuade or intimidate him, and if you're successful, he'll just leave. You can duel him, which gives you a quest to basically beat him. Or if you just leave, like, excuse me, I have to go, then he will attack you later in Denerim as you're moving around the city.
An uncommon traitor deserves no common death. We will meet on the field of honor, and my blade shall see justice done. Meet me in the back alley behind the Nod Noble Tavern. There we will duel.
Logan's charges are false.
So you would compound slander on top of treason? You dare smear Terran Logain's word?
Okay.
I will not cut you down here, but this is not. I recognize. And you killed my friend. Meet me in the back alley behind the Nod.
Okay, we'll
Make
just
peace
agree
with
with
the
them.
Maker, sir. These are your last moments.
Mainly doing this just to get that quest. Normally I'd just persuade him because I don't really care, but Denerim, it'll be here. Got a ton of quests in Denerim already. On a bound. Let's just go meet him now and get this over and done with. So here you can duel him one-on-one, or you can have your entire party attack his entire party.
Are you ready? I am no savage. I would not take advantage of you.
I'm ready.
May the Divine look after you, sir. You've held yourself with honor. Begin.
Slightly strange thing to say to someone you think is a traitor, but that's okay.
Time for some fun.
Unfortunately, I'm not very good with the weapon, as you can see. I haven't really built my stats for this character, if I'm honest. Oh, you going to get up and not die? That would be lovely. Okay. Warcry.
On it.
My main advantage over Landry is my spells, not my swordplay.
Justice
What I could actually do is while he's frozen, just do this.
Quick, shall we?
It'll knock everyone over, but it'll hurt him as well. Got him. Okay, and with Landry down, he has an engraved mace and some money, so we'll take that. Okay, cool.
On it.
There's a few things down here. We'll come explore here later. Just sort of finish off that Landry quest. Oh, actually no, that door at the end there. Couldn't remember what it was. I do now. It is for the Friends of Red Jenny quest, which we got a while back. This one. So we got the small painted box from Irving's office. We were meant to deliver it to the mysterious door. There we go, and we get some money. Little mysterious, and I think that might be all we hear of Friends of Red Jenny in this game. Not 100% sure, but anyway, got 3 sovereigns out of it, so that's something. Cool. Right, this here is the Nord Noble Tavern. Let's come
Should be
in.
easy enough.
New codex entry just for entering? Sure. We've actually got a couple. What's this one? Oh, we got a few. That was just from improving all their dispositions. We've got a bit more information about them. Politics. To our neighbours, Ferelden seems utterly chaotic. Unlike other monarchies, power does not descend from our throne, rather it rises from the support of the freeholders. Each freehold chooses the ban or Arl to whom it pays allegiance. Typically this choice is based on proximity of the freehold to the Lord's castle, as it's worthless to pay for the upkeep of soldiers who will arrive at your land too late to defend it. For the most part, each generation of freeholders casts its lot with the same ban as their fathers did, but things can and do change. No formal oaths are sworn, and it is not unheard of, especially in the prickly central Banorn, for bands to court freeholders away from their neighbours, a practice which inevitably begets feuds that last for ages. Turns arose from amongst the bands, war leaders who, in antiquity, had grown powerful enough to move with other bands to swear fealty to them. There were many turns in the days before King Calenhad, but he succeeded in whittling them down to only 2, Gwarin in the south, Haieva in the north. These turns still hold the oaths of bands and Arls who they may call upon in the event of war or disaster, and similarly the turns still hold responsibility for defending those sworn to them. The Arls were established by the Turns, given command of strategic fortresses that could not be overseen by the Turns themselves. Unlike the Turns, the Arls have no bands sworn to them, and are simply somewhat more prestigious bands. The King is, in essence, the most powerful of the Turns. Although Denerim was originally the turn heir of the King, it has since been reduced to an Arling, as the King's domain is now all of Ferelden, but even the King's power must come from the bands. Nowhere is this more evident than during the Landsmeet, an annual council for which all the nobles of Ferelden gather, held for almost 3,000 years except odd interruptions during blights and invasions. The sight of a king asking for and working to win the support of the lesser men is a source of constant wonder to foreign ambassadors. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Betrine, Chantry Scholar.
Very innovative, making a place for idiots to gather where they won't be underfoot.
Right.
Okay, Navarra. The 4th time I attempted to cross the border into Navarra from Orlais and was turned back by Chevaliers, I decided to take the more roundabout path, a ship back to Ferelden and then another to Navarra. The outcome was more than worth the trouble. The whole country is filled with artistry, from statues of heroes that litter the streets and even the meanest villages, to the glittering golden College of Magi in Cumberland. Perhaps nowhere is more astonishing than the vast necropolis outside Navarra city. Unlike most other followers of Andraste, the Navarrans do not burn their dead. Instead, they carefully preserve the bodies and seal them in elaborate tombs. Some of the wealthiest Navarrans begin construction of their own tombs while quite young, and these become incredible palaces, complete with gardens, bathhouses and ballrooms, utterly silent, kept only for the dead. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Let's talk to the bartender.
What can I get you, stranger?
Anyone need help? Maybe with something not strictly legal? Yeah, so this is kind of a hidden quest board, road quests. Now, correspondence interruptus. So, these are those love letters we've been picking up from all over the place. So they are actually part of this quest here. It's always useful to have a big name in your pocket, and there's nothing better than snagging them with their knickers down. If, in travels wide, someone were to come across notes between illicit lovers, I have certain specialists who can make the most of the texts. Deliver to the bartender, and an investment towards future manipulation will be handsomely paid. Solving problems? I have trouble. A few of my more excitable young associates got a little nervous during a couple of delicate handovers. Suffice to say, a little mess needs attention. Life is not normally cheap, but if word of this gets out, there will be consequences. My men are under close watch, so I'd be grateful for someone willing to take care of this. Coin is assured. It's a little vague, but once you get out in Denerim, it's quite obvious what he means. Negotiation aids. Troubles of the new blood seem to find me. I've ruffled some feathers in my alternative tactics, and certain people have had me blacklisted by my primary suppliers, so I put this out to those enterprising friends who want an ally and perhaps a little coin. 15 toxin extract samples would be more than enough to ensure I can continue building support. Simple, isn't it? Yeah, and this negotiation aids was why I stopped at Varathorn's shop when I was in the Brazilian forest in the last episode, and I picked up 15 toxin extracts. I couldn't remember how many I needed, but I'm glad I picked up 15 because that's exactly how many I need. So if we talk to the bartender...
What can I get you, stranger?
I finished a favour for one of your interested parties. Nod and leave. There we go. Streetwise, that is for completing one of the road quests, I think. Let's have a look at these, actually. Yep, negotiation aids, fine, that was easy. If we come here... So yeah, you need 12 of these love letters to complete that quest. Which is quite a big ask, and as you've seen, they're spread all over the place, and in fairly out-of-the-way locations as well. So you do have to keep an eye out for them. Yeah. So your quest book actually tells you what this is about. They need you to get rid of some bodies. That is fine. It's pretty easy to do. Okay. In here, I think.
Let's get started.
Crimson ores. It's not what I'm actually looking for. This is it. Blackstone liaisons. Notices of death. It is always a sad duty to report the deaths of those who have died in the service of the Guild. Today this duty falls to you, should you accept it. With this letter, you will find the names of 4 women recently widowed and letters giving condolences for the loss of their husbands. All 4 men were killed during the work of the Irregulars, and we mourn the deaths of all who die in service to our ideals. Please handle this task with the discretion and care that I am confident you possess in spades. You must deliver these notes to the widows Irenia and Redcliffe, Lorana near Lake Callanhead, and Sarah and Tania in Denerim. Many thanks for this difficult task, Raelnor. Restocking the guilds. My good people, we're facing work coming in from 2 fronts, and everyone must contribute. The Irregulars are prepared to pay any man or woman who comes forth with a gift of 20 health poultices, no questions asked. If we work together, we can stock the Irregulars for war. Now, this health poultice quest, they don't care what strength the health poultices are, so you can give them lesser health poultices, and as you can see, I have 39, so I can do this immediately, but if you don't, I suggest just buying some flasks in Alfruit if you don't have some already, and just crafting 20 of them, instead of giving away your strongest stuff.
The captain sends his regards.
Yeah. There we go, Blackstone Auxiliary. Let's have a look at some of those achievements. We just got 2. Streetwise, completed a job board quest for the elusive K, D or R, and Auxiliary, completed a job board quest for the Blackstone Irregulars. Done. Cool. We also got a codex entry. Quest related, it was the note of condolences. My dear lady, it is with great regret that I must inform you of the death of your husband. He died as he lived, with the greatest honour, completing a task of vital importance to the Guild. Rest assured that we will take vengeance on those responsible for his death. Please accept my condolences for your loss. Raelnor Hawkwind. This letter is marked with the seal of the Blackstone Irregulars. Okay. Right, now if we go through here, I think Zevran, yeah, he has stealth. I thought he did. I think we're going to need it, actually, because if you see, there is a quest here.
You must know that murder is wrong, I assume.
I'm sorry, Are you speaking to me?
That is why you wish to leave your crows. A crisis of conscience.
Yes, that is exactly it.
Joke if you wish, but I have the feeling that deep down you regret the life
I'll
you
read
have
that in a
lived.
sec.
It's true. I regret it all.
Must you be such a child? Are you incapable of a single serious
Chest is empty.
conversation?
That's
I
okay.
know.
I remember what
I'm
this room's
terrible
about,
and
and I
it
don't
makes
think
me
we can
sad.
do it right now.
May I rest my head in your bosom? I wish to cry.
You can cry when...
Yep.
Perhaps I could have a try.
Yeah, so this is where you probably need Zev. I'm actually
give
going
up.
to do this and save. So what I was going to say before Wynn interrupted me was this is one of the Crime Wave quests we've got. So Crime Wave, it is the absent mistress. Lady Sophie, Al-How's lover, is off in the country and her room in the Noble Tavern is empty. You should find many objects of value waiting for you there if you can break into it. So Zevran, go ahead and break in. I am going to stealth just in case there's someone inside. Let's read the book. Ravine, we'll read that in a sec too. Oh yeah, it is actually empty. I thought they mentioned there was a guard somewhere. I don't see a guard, but fine. Trade manifest. And the chest. Deep mushroom, diamond, silk carpet. This is what two sovereigns here as well. This is what I mean by we paid, I think it was 1 sovereign to get this quest, and even just here we've got 2 before we even sell this stuff. So you do make money doing this, plus the experience of course. Oh, and the cabinet, almost missed that. There we go, done. Okay, well let's have a look at that codex entry I just got. Journal. Ravine. Nowhere in my travels, not in the heart of the Imperium nor the streets of Orzammar, have I felt so much an outsider as in Ravine. The chant of light never truly reached the ears of these people. The years they spent under the thumb of the Qunari left most of the country zealous followers of the Qun. But resistance to the chant goes deeper than the Qunari war. The Ravani refuse to be parted from their seers, wise women, who are in fact hedge mages, communicating with spirits and actually allowing themselves to become possessed. The Chantry prohibition against such magical practices violates millennia of local tradition. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Cool. And we also picked up this one here, The Legend of Calenhad, Chapter 3. We've already read Chapter 1 and 2, so this is the 3rd chapter. Calenhad's legend tells that Lady Shayna harboured a love for her king that went beyond friendship, a love that she had kept secret out of her sense of duty and honour. When offered a love potion by a witch in disguise, a witch who would later turn out to be the vengeance-seeking sister of Al-Simeon, Lady Shayna gave in to temptation. She used the potion on Calenhad, but Queen Meryn discovered the two of them together that night, and broken-hearted fled Denerim to return to her father. She told Merlin everything, and he angrily threatened to revoke his support of Calenhad and begin anew the civil war. It is said that Lady Shayna felt remorseful of her manipulation of her best friend's heart, and confessed her use of forbidden magic to the court. Although her life was forfeit, Calenhad forgave Lady Shayna for what she had done and refused to have her executed. Merlin furiously roused the other Arls against Calenhad and Lady Shayna, and it was not long before Ferelden stood on the brink of civil war once again. Against Calenhad's orders, Lady Shayna went alone to Meryn to plead for peace and plead her case, only to be found out by Merlin and slain. Angered but also saddened, Calenhad challenged Merlin to an honour duel, a fight neither of them wanted but both knew was necessary, and Merlin was slain. The death of the king's greatest ally, an important Arl, was too much for the young kingdom to bear. The other Arls would not back down to their claims against Calenhad. The threat of civil war rose once again. Calenhad went to his wife one last time then, although none know what he said to her, and then he simply vanished. He left with Meryn a proclamation abdicating his throne in favour of the son his queen carried in her belly, who eventually ascended to the throne as King Wayland I, the king credited with establishing the Theron dynasty, lasting to this day. Calenhad would never reappear. The legend of Calenhad himself only grew over time, as stories and sightings multiplied, even long after the point when Calenhad could possibly still be alive. Some say he disappeared into the Golgari wilds, or went to live with the dwarves, or even became a monk in a reclusive Chantry order. The Chantry named Calenhad one of the Anointed in 788 Storm. Calenhad's sword, Nemetos, was left with Marin and became a symbol of Ferelden kingship over the next century. Rumours of its magical powers grew, and when it was lost in the ambush that killed King Denerim in 824 Blessed, it was seen as a great blow to the Theron line. Several false swords have appeared since that time, but never has the true sword resurfaced. From The Legend of Calenhad by Brother Heron, Chantry Scribe, 810 Blessed. There we go. Rather sad end to Calenhad's story. Oh, there's the board guard. She didn't even stop me. But...
My shift's nearly over. Thank Andraste.
Okay. She doesn't care about her job, let's be real. I think that's it for the tavern for now. Now this is Brother Genetivi's house. If you remember, which you probably don't because it was a while ago, the Urn of Sacred Ashes, we need to find Brother Genetivi to help us locate the urn. He is of course also the one with all those entries in the Codex. And I've just realised I've still got them on hold position. Okay. Some interesting things in his house. We'll talk to Waylon in a second. Come on, where's your activation hitbox? Please, there we go.
Right.
History of the Chantry, Chapter 3. Looks like this is going to be a bit of a reading heavy one. It is said that at the Battle of Valarian Fields, Maphoreth stood and looked out over his armies. He had conquered the southern reaches of the greatest empire the world had ever known, and built splintered barbarian clans into a force to be feared. With pride in his heart, he turned to congratulate his men, and found that they had turned from him. Maphoreth fell to the evil of jealousy. After all that he had done, his wife was the one to receive all the glory. He saw his wife's power and influence, and tired of his place as second husband, below the Maker. His heart swelled with fury. If he had conquered just to have had his wife wrested from him by a forgotten god and a legion of faith-hungry rabble, then perhaps this war was not worth the trouble. Here, history and the Chant of Light come apart. History tells us that Maphoreth looked north into the Central Imperium and saw nothing but more war against a rapidly regrouping army, and he despaired. The Chant of Light holds that Maphoreth chafed with jealousy of the Maker and jealousy of the glory that Andraste received, although it was he who led the armies. Maphoreth travelled to the imperial capital of Minrathous to speak with the Archon Hessarian. There he offered up his wife to the Imperium in return for a truce that would end hostilities once and for all. The Archon, eager to put down the voice of the prophet that stirred his own people against him, agreed. Maphoreth led Andraste into an ambush where she was captured by Imperial agents, putting an end to her exalted march. Crowds of loyalists stood in the central square of Minrathous to watch Andraste's execution. By command of the Archon, she was burned at the stake in what the Imperium believed to be the most painful punishment imaginable. According to the Chantry, however, Andraste was instead purified and made whole by the flames, ascending to life at her Maker's side. By all accounts, there was only silence where they expected screams. At the sight of the prophet burning, the crowds were filled with a profound guilt, as if they had participated in a great blasphemy. So moving was the moment that the Archon himself drew his sword and thrust it into the prophet's heart, ending her torment and leaving those assembled to consider the weight of what they had seen. Whereas the execution of Andraste was meant to be a symbol of defeat for the faith of the Maker, in truth it all but sealed the fate of the worship of the old gods and paved the way for the spread of the Maker's chant. From Tales of the Destruction of Thedas by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar. Okay, now let us have a chat to Waylon here, see where Genetivi's at.
Yes? What are you doing here?
I'm looking for Brother Genetivi.
Brother Genetivi? Why?
I heard about his search for the Urn of the Sacred Ashes.
He was on the trail of the Urn of Sacred Ashes, yes. Whether he found it, the Maker only knows. I haven't seen Brother Genetivi in weeks. He sent no word. It's so unlike him. I'm afraid something has happened. Genetivi's research into the urn may have led him into danger.
What do you think he discovered?
I don't know. He was very excited when he left and said he would be back with all the answers. Perhaps the urn has been lost for a reason. I pray for Genetivi's safety, but hope dwindles with each passing day. I tried to send help, but some knights came from Redcliffe looking for him not long ago. I sent them after Genetivi and they too have disappeared. No, don't ask me where they went.
I must go after them.
You'll go after them. And what if ill luck should befall you too? This search is a curse on all of us. Some things are not meant to be found. I know that now.
Okay, so you've got a couple of choices here. Tell me where he went. We'll try that to start with.
So be it. All he said before he left was that he would be staying at an inn near Lake Calenhard, investigating something in that area.
What exactly was he investigating?
I don't know. All I discovered from going through his research was that he was staying at the inn.
Yeah, so here's where things can change. So if you don't have the right stats, you can go to Lake Calenhead if you want. I have quite high cunning, so I have this option here. But you just said that he spoke to you and told you that, which means I've picked up kind of the inconsistencies in this guy's story, because yes, he's just lying. If you go to Lake Calenhead, you'll get attacked, and then you'll have to come back here to talk to Waylon again. I'm not going to bother, we'll just use the cunning option.
Yes, of course he told me, but I also went through his things to see if I could find other clues to his whereabouts.
We'll just intimidate him.
That's not true. I told you everything I know. Brother Genetivi told me about the inn, and that's all.
Us? Who's us?
Us? I mean me. There is no us. Bah! Why do I keep up this charade? I gave you a chance to turn aside and forget you ever heard of Genetivi and the urn, but you persisted. Now it has come to this. Andraste, forgive me, I do this in your name.
Okay, anti-attacks. By the way, if you don't have the stats to trigger him attacking you, you can enter the back room and he'll try and stop you, but if you force the issue, he'll attack you anyway. So you don't have to go to Calenhead if you really don't want to. And let's be real, I don't really want to. Waylon's pretty easy, an enemy, by the way. Did not take much. Nice finishing move by Sten there, though. Okay, let's loot him for Lurian Potion, okay. And commoner clothing for some reason. I don't really need that, but alright. Okay, let's go into the back room. The book.
On it.
Dragon cults. Let us suggest for a moment that a high dragon is simply an animal. A cunning animal, to be sure, but in possession of no true self-awareness or sentience. There has not, after all, been a single recorded case of a dragon attempting to communicate or performing any act that could not likewise be attributed to a clever beast. How then does one explain the existence of so-called dragon cults throughout history? One dragon cult might be explainable, especially in light of the reverence of the old gods in the ancient Tevinter Imperium. In the wake of the First Blight, many desperate Imperial citizens turned to the worship of real dragons to replace the old gods who had failed them. A dragon, after all, was a god figure that they could see. It was there. It was as real as the archdemon itself, and, as evidence makes clear, did offer a degree of protection to its cultists. Other dragon cults could be explained in light of the first. Some cult members might have survived and spread the word. The worship of the old gods was as widespread as the Imperium itself. Certainly such secrets could have made their way into many hands. But there have been reports of dragon cults even in places where the Imperium never touched, among folk who had never heard of the old gods, or had any reason to. How does one explain them? Members of a dragon cult live in the same layers as high dragons, nurturing and protecting its defenseless young. In exchange, the high dragon seems to permit those cultists to kill a small number of those young in order to feast on draconic blood. That blood is said to have a number of strange long-term effects, including bestowing greater strength and endurance, as well as an increased desire to kill. It may breed insanity as well. Navaran dragon hunters have said these cultists are incredibly powerful opponents. The changes in the cultists are a form of blood magic, surely, but how did the symbiotic relationship between the cult and the high dragon form in the first place? How did the cultists know to drink the dragon's blood? How did the high dragon convince them to care for its young, or know that they would? Is there more to draconic intelligence than we have heretofore guessed at? No member of a dragon cult has ever been taken alive, and what accounts exist from the days of the Navaran hunters record only mad rants and impossible tales of godhood, with dragons only recently reappearing and still incredibly rare. We may never know the truth, but the question remains. From Flame and Scale by Brother Florian, Chantry Scholar, 928 Dragon. Interesting dragon cults, we haven't really heard about those before. Also got a character update, I'm guessing it's Brother Genetivi. Yeah. As it is the duty of all true sons of the Chantry to make the chant heard from every corner of the world, I made it my mission to find as many corners of the world as possible. The Maker can hardly expect us to do one without the other. Excerpt from In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Brother Genetivi is one of the Chantry's most well-known scholars, primarily on the basis that the stories he has published, which many of his contemporaries dismiss as fanciful, of his travels across the length and breadth of Thedas. His travels, and rather too curious nature, led him to a study of folklore, which gave him the notion that he could track down the most debated of all artifacts, the Urn of Sacred Ashes. He announced that he had found what appeared to be the trail of the urn, left in the legends of the regions through which it had been passed from Minrathous on its way into hiding. Okay. So, anything else in here? Not really.
This should be easy enough.
This is the back room that Wayland would prevent you from entering if he was still alive, but he's not, so we'll do this. Most notably, look at the corpse here. This is the real Wayland, so whoever that was out there was an imposter. The real Wayland is long dead. Chantry Hierarchy. The Divine is the titular head of the Chantry, although since the schism split the Imperial Chantry into its own two factions, there is now in fact two Divines at any one time. One Divine, informally called the White Divine, is a woman housed in the Grand Cathedral in Valroyo. The other, known as the Black Divine, is a man housed in the Argent Spire in Minrathous. Neither Divine recognizes the existence of the other, and the informal names are considered sacrilegious. No matter the gender, a Divine is addressed as Most Holy or Your Perfection. Beneath the rank of Divine is the Grand Cleric. Each Grand Cleric presides over numerous chantries and represents the highest religious authority for their region. They travel to Valroyo when the College of Clerics convenes, but otherwise remain where they are assigned. All Grand Clerics are addressed as Your Grace. Beneath the Grand Cleric is the Mother, or in the Imperial Chantry, the Father. If a Mother is in charge of a particular chantry, revered is appended to a title. These are the priests responsible for administering the spiritual well-being of their flock. A mother or revered mother is addressed as Your Reverence. Brothers and sisters form the rank and file of the chantry and consist of three main groups: affirmed, initiates, and clerics. Affirmed are the lay brethren of the chantry, those regular folk who have turned to the chantry for succour. Often they are people who have led difficult or irreligious life and have chosen to go into seclusion, or even orphans and similar unfortunates who were raised into chantry life. The affirmed take care of the chantry and are in turn afforded a life of quiet contemplation, no questions asked. Only those folk who take vows become initiates. These are men and women in training, whether the academic knowledge or the martial skills of a warrior. All initiates receive an academic education, although only those who seek to become Templars learn how to fight in addition. Clerics are the true academics of the chantry, those men and women who have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge. They are often found in chantry archives, sages presiding over libraries of books and arcane knowledge. The most senior of the clerics, placed in charge of such archives, are given the title of Elder, although such a rank is still beneath that of Mother. All other brothers and sisters are addressed simply by noting their title before their name, such as Brother Genitivi, from a guide for ambassadors from Ravane. I feel like I've actually read most of that before, but maybe it's a different codex entry. Some of them do repeat information, after all. Okay, what's in the chest? Steel symbol of Andraste is a gift for Laliana, I believe, and Genitivi's research. Quest updated, let's have a look. Brother Genitivi's research suggests that the village of Haven in the mountains to the west might have some clues as to the location of the urn. Brother Genitivi must have gone to Haven to continue his search. Alrighty, so that tells you where to go next. We're not going to Haven for a while, but that is where to go for the Urn of Sacred Ashes quest. Okay, that's it for his house, so let's get out of here. Now down here, this one here, the Wonders of Thedas, is a shop. There's Chef the Apprentice, another apprentice we need to talk to.
Make it quick. Strange. Let's see this. I knew it. I gave that man the best 7 weeks of my life. Well, I guess he won't have me to push around anymore. Ha!
Okay.
Let's get started.
Codex on Denerim. Surprised we didn't get this just renting the city. When anyone in Ferelden speaks of going to the city, they inevitably mean Denerim. There is no other place in the kingdom which rivals it, not in size, population, wealth, or importance. It is the seat of the Theron family, the capital of Ferelden, the largest seaport, and, by ancient tradition, the meeting place of the Landsmeet. As well, Denerim was the birthplace of Andraste. One of them, anyway, as several other sites claim to have been the Prophet's early home, including Jada and Orlais. The Chantry takes no stance on which site's claim is valid, but it is well known that Andraste was Ferelden by birth. When visiting the pilgrimage site in Denerim, it is inadvisable to mention Jada at all. The city rests at the foot of the Dragon's Peak, a solitary mountain scarred by ancient lava flows. During Andraste's lifetime, it reputably filled the sky with a great column of black ash and sent burning rocks raining down as far away as the Free Marches, but it is now considered extinct. Some believe it merely sleeps and will again darken the sky with ash and fire when the last Ferelden king dies, but this is highly unlikely. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Troubles of a Chantry Scholar by our brother Denerim. Denerim really does write a lot of the Codex entries. Another book here. Geography of Thedas. Thedas was bounded to the east by the Amaranthian Ocean, to the west by the Tirishan Forest and the Hunterhorn Mountains, to the south by the Snowy Waste that lie beyond the Orkney Mountains, and to the north by the Dornak Forest. The word Thedas is Tevinter in origin, originally used to refer to the lands that bordered the Imperium. As Imperium lost its stranglehold on conquered nations, more and more lands became Thedas, until finally people applied the name to the entire continent. The northern part of Thedas is divided amongst the Andevals, the Tevinter Imperium, and Tiva and Ravain, with the islands held off by the Canary just off the coast. Central Thedas consists of the Free Marches, Navarra and Orlais, with Ferelden to the south. What lies beyond the Snowy Waste is a mystery. The freezing temperatures and barren lands have kept even the most intrepid cartographers at bay. Similarly, the western reaches of the Andevals have never been fully explored, even by the Andes themselves. We do not know if the dry steppes are shadowed by mountains or if they extend all the way to the nameless sea. There must be other lands, continents or islands, perhaps across the Amaranthin or north of Par Vollen, for the Canary arrived in Thedas from somewhere, but beyond that deduction we know nothing. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by brother Denerim. One interesting thing about the word Thedas, not in the context of the game, but in the kind of wider setting, that was actually the kind of test name when the developers were making Dragon Age, and they made it simply because it's the Dragon Age setting, the DAS, Thedas, but they actually liked the sound of the name so much they just kept it in the finished game. Is apparently the story I've heard anyway. I haven't checked the sources on that, but it seems legit.
Carved and polished into the shape of a
This should be
large...
easy enough.
Oh, I see. Well, that's just rude.
Okay, let's check that. I actually forgot to read what that was. The Canary. Anyone who travels far enough to the north will eventually encounter the Canary. White-haired, bronze-skinned giants, a head again taller than a man, with frighteningly calm demeanour and a sort of sparkling fire behind their eyes. For quite a long time people believed that all Canary were male, or that their men and women were simply indistinguishable, but it was not until the Blessed Age that diplomats from Ravain were allowed, however briefly, to visit Par Vollen. And there they discovered that Canary females do exist in abundance, and are quite easily recognised. The Ravaini say that Canary have a certain kindness to them, or at least a conspicuous lack of cruelty, although I did not observe the creatures closely enough to evaluate their character. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by brother Denerim. Okay, and there's another book here. History of the Chantry, Chapter 4. Another fairly lengthy one, okay. The crowd's present at the death of Andraste were right to feel despair. It is believed that the prophet's execution angered the Maker, and he turned his back on humanity once more, leaving the people of Thedas to suffer in the dark. In these dark times, mankind scrambled for a light, any light. Some found comfort in demonic cults that promised power and riches in return for worship. Others prayed to the old gods for forgiveness, begging the great dragons to return to the world. Still others felt so low as to worship the Darkspawn, forming vile cults dedicated to the exaltation of evil in its purest form. It is said that the world wept as its people begged for a saviour who would not come. Andraste's followers, however, did not abandon her teachings when she died. The cult of Andraste rescued her sacred ashes from the courtyard in Marathis after her execution, stealing them away to a secret temple. The location of that temple has been long lost, but the ashes of Andraste served as a symbol of the enduring nature of the faith in the Maker, that humanity could earn the Maker's forgiveness despite its grievous insult to him. With time, the cult of Andraste spread and grew, but the chant of light took form. Sing this chant in the four corners of Thedas, it was said, and the world would gain the Maker's attention at last. As the chant of light spread, the cult of Andraste became known as the Andrastian Chantry. Those who converted to the Chantry's beliefs found it their mission to spread Andraste's word. There were many converts, including powerful people in the Imperium and in the city-states of what is now Orlais. Such was the power of the Maker's word that the young King Draken undertook a series of exalted marches meant to unite the city-states and create an empire solely dedicated to the Maker's will. The Orlesian Empire became the seat of the Chantry's power, the Grand Cathedral in Valoroyo the source of the movement that birthed the organized Chantry as we know it today. Draken, by then Emperor Draken I, created the Circle of Magi, the Order of Templars, and the Holy Office of the Divine. Many within the Chantry revere him nearly as equal with Andraste herself. The modern Chantry is a thing of faith and beauty, but it is also a house of necessity, protecting Thedas from powerful forces that would do it harm. Where the Grey Wardens protect the world from the Blights, the Chantry protect mankind from itself. Most of all, the Chantry works to earn the Maker's forgiveness, so that one day he will return and transform the world into the paradise it was always meant to be. From Tales of the Destruction of Thedas by Brother Genetivi, Chantry Scholar. Cool. Okay. Let's talk to the
Welcome
proprietor.
to the wonders of Thedas. We carry items crafted by the Circle, as well as a variety of antiquities. Is there anything you would like to see?
Yes, so this shop is actually run essentially by the Circle of Magi, which is why the shopkeeper is a tranquil mage. So we'll browse his wares. Now this shop sells many great items from what I remember. Let us have a look. Spirit Healer. Yeah, this is the only way to get Spirit Healer, is to come here and buy the manual for it. Wynn, despite being a Spirit Healer, will not offer to train you in it. You have to buy the manual. So we'll do that. The Ancient Map is actually a gift for a companion we don't have yet, and to be honest, most playthroughs are not going to get this companion. We'll talk more about that person later. I'm not going to bother buying it though, because I'm not intending to get the companion with this playthrough. I will on a different playthrough and show you that, but not this character. The Remarkable Garnet is for Shale, so that's cool. Sells many powerful runes. Look, there's a Master Cold Iron rune, Expert Paralysis, Grandmaster Flame. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. That is a really cool ring, very expensive, 78 sovereigns, but cool if you can afford it. So yeah, like I said, many great items here. The Archivist Sash actually increases experience from codexes. So if you come to Denerim basically as soon as you can, equip this, it can earn you quite a lot of extra experience over the course of the game. Some great robes for mages, including this one, which is ridiculously expensive. So yeah, it's well worth coming through here and sorting through if there's any items you want. I'm probably not going to bother getting any of these. It does sell Tome of Arcane Techniques, which I believe gives you +1 spells, so I'll just buy that. Used most of my gold though, which is a bit unfortunate. I do need some Lyrium potions, so we'll grab these. Because why not? Oh, can't afford that. That's fine, I won't bother. Okay. Yep, that's for buying that tome. We got the specialization unlocked for Spirit Healer if you want to turn your mage into one of those. I do still think it's the best class. Arcane Warrior, which is what we've got, is cool, but I didn't really build the mage with the stats to do it properly. But still, that's all good. Okay, Lady's Maid, this is who we need to steal from. I'm going to save the game. And we will... What? How much stealing does Zebrin have? He only has 1. Okay, that's fine. I'm better than he is then. Let us get rid of Mana Drain, which I never use anyway, and chuck Pickpocket down there.
Hey, watch your hands there.
Oops, stealing failed. Is there any consequence for that? Apparently not. Okay. There you go, stealing success. Okay.
Welcome, friends. Welcome to Wade's Emporium. We have the finest armors in Denerim, maybe in all of Ferelden. How may we assist you?
Yep, so this is another shop.
Certainly.
They do specialize in dragon armor. And they have some really good quality armor here as well. I can't really afford most of it because I just spent most of my money, but it is good if you want to come here and search through his shop for stuff. Just thought I'd kind of point that out as we were passing it. But what we do need to do is go return to Slim Caldery, because we've completed both of his quests.
Warden, rumours are flying about the break-in at the Nord Noble Tavern, and for some odd reason, no one feels too sorry for that milk cow, Lady Sophie. In regards to our other business, one lady's maid groped and pilfered. At least that's how I'd like to imagine it happened. You want something else?
You have a mark for me?
I got one. Better than the last. 1 sovereign.
Pay a sovereign.
I thought you might like this one. Sir Nancine has a fancy and expensive sword, paid for courtesy of her oppressive taxes on her lands. She's going to be at the wonders of Thedas soon, no doubt figuring new ways to kick her peasants where it hurts. This swipe will be tougher. She's got good eyes, and stealing a sword from a scabbard isn't easy. If you can blend in shadows, that might help. Good hunting to you, Warden. You're back, eh? No luck yet, eh? Keep trying.
How about places to break in?
I have a big opportunity for you. 4 sovereigns. Arl Howe uses a warehouse in the market district from time to time. Word is the Arl's been dipping into the city's treasury and discreetly moving silver bars to his estate in Highever. There's a fortune in that warehouse right now, and if you succeed here, Arl Howe gets a big black eye. But guards will be everywhere, not those half-assed dock guardsmen either. Generally, I'm opposed to killing, but these are the Arl's hand-picked hatchet men, and stealth's not really an option. So, good luck. I'm rooting for you.
Well, that no killing thing didn't last long. What? How much gold do I have? Oh, nothing. Okay, that's fine. That is the downside to the Crime Wave quests. They do make you money, but you need to have money in the first place to get the quest. Fortunately, I know where to go to get to complete these 2 quests, so that should be fine. So we're back in the wonders of Thedas. If we head upstairs, there is the
This weather is miserable.
person we need to steal from. There is actually a couple of ways you can do this. You could pickpocket her like we did with the maid, but let's talk to her.
Ah, a peasant. How delightful.
Yeah, so you can use herbalism or poison or persuasion to kind of try and deal with her.
What? What are you going on about? Not too close, you filthy
Didn't
commoner.
work. Her stealing isn't high
You don't
enough.
see anything, do you?
It's the midnight pox. Quite deadly. Stay away from me.
The midnight pox? I've never heard of that. I'm fine. It's just a cough. I'm fine.
Let's try stealing again.
You're scaring me.
It worked. Nice. Enjoy your last few moments.
Andraste, protect me. Only commoners should die like this.
Honestly, given her attitude, I'm not too upset about stealing her sword from her. But it is quite fun doing it through the dialogue options instead of the normal way. Alright, now in here, as Slim did say, we should expect a fight, so be prepared for that. Yep, there we go. First question, is there a mage? Doesn't look like it. No, just archers and fighters. Okay, fine.
Let's get started.
I think I'm gonna have to do this. Kinda don't want to because it's gonna hurt when he dies. In fact, I'm gonna try and get out of the way.
Nice theory. Remember my first battle?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that did hurt some people. Not me, thankfully. Okay, took out Sten. That's okay. Let's revive him. Don't have mana for that. That's alright. We just got some mana potions. Cool, took him out. Is that everyone? Yeah, sure is. Awesome. Okay, and you can see these chests here are kind of our rewards. Oh, insufficient skill. That's unfortunate.
As you like.
Okay, well that sucks. If we go outside, we can grab Liliana. She should be able to do it. Zevran doesn't have quite the same level of block picking as Liliana does yet. Mainly because he doesn't start with a skill, which is kind of annoying since you get him later. So he doesn't level up quite as quickly by the time you get him. Okay, by the way, in the back room here, there's one of these bodies you need to dispose of. So, there we go.
I ain't sticking around to see how this turns out.
Let's head outside. I'm pretty sure you can just change companions in Denerim itself, so I should just be able to do it out here. Yes, you can. So, sorry Zev, I need Liliana.
Indeed.
I was a little worried it was going to lock me out of the warehouse after after killing the guards, but it hasn't, so that's good. Yep, she can open it. Silver bars.
I'll do it.
Nice and easy. Presumably they'll sell for a decent amount. Cool. Done.
Ready.
I am going to stick with Zevran.
Blood and damnation.
There we
go.
Okay, I do come over here at some point to inspect this Grey Warden poster. We'll need that for later. Don't believe the lies, friends of Grey Wardens assemble. The hidden pearl holds the key to resistance. The griffins will rise again. So you need to read that message at some stage for a later quest. For now. What was that? The Nolada Anthology of Dwarven Poetry. The undead exhumed, born from the shallowest graves, mined from the living, by the Paragon Lynch Car, 744 Storm. Do you like fried mush and nug? I do not like them, Master Clark. I do not like fried mush and nug. Would you eat them on a rug? If you eat, you'll get a hug. I would not eat them on a rug. From you, I would not want a hug. Then would you drink them from a jug? Come on, give them a chug. I would not drink them from a jug. I'd rather eat a slimy slug. Would you eat them with a bug? Would you share them with a thug? I would not share them with a thug, I would not eat them with a bug. Not for a hug, not on a rug, from a jug I will not chug. Come on now, Master Clug. Are you on some kind of drug? Eat them in this hole I dug. Eat them, don't just shrug. I've had it, Mr. Clug. Down into that hole you dug. Down with the hug, and the slug, and the blug. By the Paragon Zeus, 212 Glory. Never surrender, dwarvish blood may be lukewarm, but vital as ore. By the Paragon Lynchcar, 748 Storm. There once was a miner of Lyrium, whose face looked like perineum. The deed got him too, not much he could do, with a face like that he was a shoo-in, by the wordsmith Carlisle of House Yonok, 911 Dragon. Rather interesting. I don't think I've ever read this Codex Century before. I don't get all the references. This main one here is clearly a reference to Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. which you'll notice there by the Paragon Seuss. Yeah, so that's by Dr. Seuss. This one here is actually a haiku, and this final one is a limerick. I don't quite know what this top one is, but I'm sure it's a reference to something. So that is a rather interesting wee codex entry there. Again, don't think I've ever read it though. Okay, let's talk to Ignacio.
Another visitor in my store. Enjoy browsing my wares.
What sort of goods do you have?
My cousin and I have trade connections all along the seaways. We have furniture, silks, carvings, and much more. Caesar handles the trade stock. I handle other affairs.
What affairs? No, do you need any help?
No. Not yet. Perhaps one day.
Very well.
Luck be to you, Warden.
I know he is involved with a quest line later in the game, so we'll come back to Master Ignacio. Alright. Can I open this, or there's someone going to shout at me? Insufficient skill. Seriously, Zevran? You suck.
Braska.
Indeed.
Arrow of Faith. Alright.
Of all the...
Yes.
Okay. What I actually do want to do is find a shop. So let's go talk to Gorham over here. And sell some of the stuff I've picked
Welcome
up
back.
and get some more money.
Is there something else?
Okay, excuse me while I do this. It won't take too long. Alrighty, with that we have a lot more money. Because, again, those stealing quests were getting us a lot. I just wasn't selling the items I was collecting. Let us... I did see when I was going through my stuff, though, I never actually taught myself that. So we'll do that. Cool, there's a spell for us. Let's have a look. What do I want? I can get the Aura of Might, which is a passive skill. I could also come down here, and I actually want to get Crushing Prison. So let's get Telekinetic Weapons for now. We'll get Crushing Prison at our next level. The other thing I remembered was... No, never mind, I'm not going to do it now. There's a couple of gifts we could give to companions, but I'm not going to do it right this second. Let's go back to Slim here.
Warden, they're turning the market upside down to find the burglar who bested all hell, but no one's the wiser. In regards to our other business, once Sir Nancine realizes she's robbed, I bet she'll be furious. That's delicious. Truly well done. You have time for another?
You have a mark?
I'm glad you asked. It'll cost you 3 sovereigns. We're not stealing from a lass this time. We're stealing from Ban Darby. Master Tilver, the Ban silversmith, has been on holiday for the past couple of weeks, but he's in town for the day. All of his valuable, expensive goods are locked up tight, but he has the key. He's got 2 guards with him, not the cheap kind either. If you can get by them, you should be good. Luck to you, Warden. You're back, eh? No luck yet, eh? Keep trying.
Know of any good places?
I'm following up a lead in the Palace District. I know you can't get in now, but you never know. If it all works out, it'll make you a legend.
Yeah, so you can't... There are more quests in this quest line, but you can't do any more right now. You need to do other things in the game first. But let's see if we can do this stealing quest. Why are you pointing here? I'm pretty sure it's because the chest you need to break into are there. Let's just check this. Master Tilver, the silversmith, is in town at the market. So we need to find Master Tilver. Here's the key to the silverwares that are locked up tight in the stall. You need to find a way to get past his 2 cards to get the key. Oh, okay, yep, I remember this. There are a couple of ways to do this. There's one of the guards there. There's Master Tilver. So you can talk to the guards and persuade or intimidate them, I'm pretty sure. But you can also sneak down this wee side passage and just do it normally. So let's see if this works. Yep, got it. Okay, so that was the key. So let's go loot his chests. Emerald, sapphire, 1 sovereign, and a silver bowl. Awesome. And this one.
Let's get started.
Some pretty bad gloves, I think. Yeah, pretty bad. But some gems. Oh, 3 gold, awesome, and a silver chalice. Take those. There you go, done that. Now let's go return to Slim. I'm pretty sure that's the last quest we can do for him right now. We need access to some other areas before we can get his remaining quests, I think.
You're back, eh? So you've struck again, eh? Ban Derby will be foaming at the mouth. I bet all of those rich louts will be afraid to go out. I'm not sure if I have anything else handy.
I'll see you later then.
Right you are.
Cool. So we'll go back to Slim later. He'll have some other quests for us later in the game. For now, let's finish these ones. So, Door of a Blood Mage's relative. There's that one. And Sarah is one of the widows, I believe. We need to tell her she's a widow.
Yes?
Sorry to tell you that your husband is dead.
No, I can't believe this. I won't.
Okay, quest updated.
Magic exists to serve man and never to rule over.
There is a dump site. Oh, that's the body we've collected. You've actually got to come here to dispose of the body. However, there was more than one body to get, so we'll have to find the others. And one is just around the corner here.
He came at me! It's all... Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
They got to learn not to mess with me. Us, right? I mean...
As there is but one world, one love, one world.
Alrighty. With that, I think we've actually done most of the quests we can in the market district of Denerim. There's a messenger there. Let's talk to him.
Message for you, milady.
Who?
More things to deliver. Goodbye.
Okay then. The Trial of Crows. Yeah, this was a quest I couldn't remember how to get, but I knew it was around here somewhere. The delivery boy is giving you a cryptic message saying that if you're interested in working with the Antivan Crows, you should head to one of the back rooms of the Nord Noble Tavern. Let's go do this. Now, if you remember Master Ignacio from before, this is what he is. He's actually an Antivan Crow. So we'll come in here and talk to him.
You hear about a note? Maybe we have some things we can talk about.
Just see the conversation stays civil. If this is a trap,
Zevran, is it? You are Talisan's responsibility. Other crows may try to kill you, but in my eyes, you're already dead. So, you are of no notice. But the warden here, she is of great interest to me.
That's interesting. I don't think I've ever actually seen that interaction because I haven't had Zevran with me talking to this guy. But of course Zevran is an Antivan Crow and they've put a mark on his head because he betrayed them. I'm listening.
Ferelden is a busy place. Blight, civil war, other mayhem. Lots of people not getting along. Sometimes they really don't get along. Maybe want to do something about it. The people that handle that sort of thing can get real busy.
Go on.
It takes time to do a good job. Pride in your work and all. But customers have expectations. Not many people to turn to if you're short-staffed in some lines of work. So, someone that's crossed our path and lived, well, maybe they could help out. Make some coin. Everyone wins.
If the price is right, I'm interested.
I hand you a scroll. You read it, you learn about someone interesting. If you find out something happens to him, something unfortunate, then if we talk again, I give you money for letting me know.
I don't like the sound of this.
You don't like what's on the scroll? Don't do anything. Maybe he has an accident and someone else tells me all about it.
Hand me the scroll.
There you go. Makes for fine reading.
You're a cautious little weasel, Ignacio. What's your angle? If you're playing us false...
My dance is not for you. I need to be real honest sometimes. And I can say I haven't asked anyone to do anything. I've just given someone something interesting to read.
And you think that will save your hide when they nail it to a wall?
You are already dead in my eyes, Horsan. Take care that I don't learn otherwise. If that's all, luck be to you.
Win -1 disapproval's not the end of the world. Cool, well let's see what we just received. Don't have a codex entry, but we probably do have a quest. Trial of the Crow. So the first test. The scroll directs you against a man named Payden, currently held up in the Pearl brothel in Denerim. He's working some kind of scam in the back room, and you should look for one of his Grey Warden posters around the marketplace to gain access. Payden works for low gain, and will no doubt have backup. There you go, so that's what we had to read the Grey Warden poster for. But we've already read the poster, so we're actually good to do that. Okay, I think for today, I'm actually going to leave this here. And we will continue on checking other places around Denerim next episode. So, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.